So you finally meet a girl that you're excited about. She's probably a 10 in your mind. Not just by her looks, by the way she carries herself, by the way she thinks, by the way she acts, by the way she behaves. Everything is a perfect catch. For a moment you start thinking, hey man, she's really different. She's not like the other girls. She's extremely different and I'm really attracted to her. Maybe this is the one. But then she starts pulling away. Her texts slow down, her calls disappear, and she's not initiating any plans. And then you realize that you're the only one who's initiating every plan. She's never initiating a conversation, she's never initiating a plan, she's never initiating a date. But you're the only one who's suggesting a date, you're the only one who's texting her every day. And then you realize this is not two-sided, it's just one-sided. She's probably pulling away. Now, this is the time when you actually have to hold your frame, and if you master the moment now, that's when you stop being average and you start being dangerous. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about how a secure man handles when a woman pulls away and exactly what you should do if you're in that kind of a situation where you actually like a woman, but she's pulling away. Now, if you don't master this right now, you're going to lose that woman, you're going to lose your own self-identity in the process. So make sure you watch this video till the end. My name is Arnav and I've been a dating coach for the past decade, helping men like yourself get into a fulfilling relationship that you deserve. So if you're single, consider clicking the subscribe button. So today we're going to talk about how a secure man handles a woman pulling away. Now, even before we talk about the do's and don'ts, सबसे पहले तुम्हें समझना पड़ेगा, why does a woman pull away? Now, this might have happened with you that you're talking to a girl, everything seems going good, but at the end, she's just pulling away. She's not setting up the dates. वो initiate नहीं कर रही conversations. You're the only one who's always initiating the conversation. Now, why does it happen? Why is she pulling away? First, you need to have a psychological understanding of why she does that. Now, for some people, closeness feels unsafe. Childhood trauma and neglect has taught them that love is equal to danger, and that's most of the people who are affected by modern dating, convenience of dating apps. So they have an avoidant nervous system. Now, iska ye matlab hai that she may be pulling away because she may be overwhelmed on how the connection is making her feel, how intense the connection gets. Now, this generally happens if you've been talking to a girl for a long time and then she starts pulling away, maybe after the third or the fourth or the fifth date. But generally, a lot of people have a avoidant nervous system. As soon as they feel that closeness, they feel that intense emotions, they want to get away with that situation, maybe because they've been hurt before. And the second reason why she might be pulling away is the test of value. She is testing your value. Sometimes it's not just deep trauma. It's just her testing how centered you are. Now, most men, they lose their centeredness when a woman is pulling away and they get too emotional or they try to overinvest to get her back. That is exactly what you shouldn't do. She pulls away to see if you lose your frame. Now, when you lose your frame, she loses attraction. This is not just about games. It's her subconscious asking, can I trust this man to stay solid? Now, a lot of times this happens that you're talking to a girl and her investment is very less initially, which means that probably she's attracted to you, but she's not giving in so much. She's not giving you long texts. She's not replying directly on time. She's not responding to you within 1 hour of you sending the text. And that's all right. Her interest level is a little low at that point in time. But what do most men do at that point is they start over-investing. They start investing in long text. They start trying to get her out on dates after dates. And what they fail to do is they fail to give her the space to sort of invest. Now, that's exactly what most men do. Now, women, what they do is they focus on the subtle layers of communication, the subconscious communication. Now, subconsciously, what you're communicating when you're giving her a barrage of texts or you're texting her all day and you're thinking about her all day, that she's the center of your world. Now, when she feels that she's the center of your world, she feels that you don't have enough value, and that is why she pulls away as well. Now, when a woman is pulling away, your job is simple. Do not panic. Most men go into panic mode. Instead, what you want to do is you want to observe. Now, what you want to observe is, why is she pulling away? Is she pulling away because she has an avoidant nervous system, or is she pulling away because you failed the test of value? You failed the test of value, or maybe you're over-investing. So just observe. This isn't a sign to chase. Most men think that, okay, if she's pulling away, let me just invest a little bit more. Let me just ask her out for one more date and suddenly her interest level is going to be up. This is not a sign to chase. It's a sign to watch. Because how you respond now actually tells her everything about you. If you're a guy who's giving in on your emotions, you're calling her back to back, you're texting her long text, you're texting her after every 1 hour, she'll know that you're an emotionally reactive man. And an emotionally reactive man is more feminine in nature than being more masculine. And if she feels that, what is she going to do? She's going to pull away. Now, maybe you've been talking to her and this starts happening. She's pulling away. What do you do then? Now, let's talk about the moment it happens, what you should do and what you shouldn't. The first thing is you need to understand this is where most men fail. When anxiety hits, they text harder, they chase harder, but this is not the moment to chase. Because you need to remember, a secure man does not do that. Don't over-personalize. She's pulling away not because you're not enough, but because you're becoming too emotionally significant too fast. Always think about this. Keep this frame in your mind that she's not pulling away because you're not enough. Because most men, when a woman starts pulling away, they start having opinions about themselves. They attach their self-identity to that woman so much that they're like, okay, maybe I'm not enough for her. Maybe I'm bad in this. Maybe there are some shortcomings that she saw, and that's why she's pulling away. And they start judging themselves too much. And what happens because of that? Low self-esteem. And you don't want that. You don't want to associate your identity, or you don't want to give a woman so much power that she can change how you think about yourself. So don't over-personalize, and don't let one woman's emotional wave make you question your own self-worth, because that is a trait of a weak man. And if you become weak in front of her, she's going to lose interest and attraction almost instantly. Now, when a woman starts showing low level of interest, mirror her, don't chase her. This is what you should do, because a secure man reflects distance, not react to it. No cold shoulder, no needy pursuit, just calm presence. Now let me explain this. If you're a secure guy, if you're a secure man, you wouldn't be reacting to how she's responding to you. अगर वो cold हो रही है तो इसका ये मतलब नहीं कि तुम भी गुस्से में उससे cold हो गए. You'll probably block her. That's not what a secure man does. Now when you see a woman showing you less interest, mirror her, don't chase her. A secure man reflects distance, doesn't react to it. No cold shoulder should be given, no needy pursuit, just calm presence. Remember, bro, you can be warm and grounded without being desperate. Now that is exactly what you need to do, because most men, what they do, as soon as they see a woman pulling away, they try over-investing. Never do that. Instead, you need to gauge her interest level, and you need to show the same level of interest from your end. Now, initially, when you start talking to a girl, you can show a little bit more interest than her. But eventually, in the interaction, what you want to do is you want to raise the woman's interest level more than yours. And that is an interaction that could lead to somewhere which is going to be more romantically inclined. Now, you also need to hold the magnetic edge. You need to stay warm, stay calm, but stay unpredictable. The worst thing that a guy can do is be predictable, which is like the same good morning, good night text every day. And what happens eventually? Because you have given her too much time and attention, you end up losing a lot of value. And what happens when you lose value? She loses interest. Now, when she loses interest, she's going to pull away. So you're not withdrawing, you're creating curiosity through composure. Because one thing I realized in my journey, which was probably the biggest lesson for me in dating, is no matter how hard you chase or try to get the girl out on a date, if the girl is not excited to meet you, if she's not excited to go out on a date with you, it's not even worth it most of the times. So with that, I would also like to say, after the first date, don't always be the first one to text. Maybe you can text her, have you reached home safe, or hope you reached home safe. But post that, wait for her text as well. Normalize this, because most men think, if I don't text, probably usko koi aur ladka mil jayega online dating app se, she's going to go on another date and she's going to forget all about me. But if the connection was supposed to be so weak, why do you even want to try so hard for that? So you need to realize that it's okay to make her feel your absence sometimes. And especially after you've met her once or twice, then it's okay to make her feel your absence. You should not be the only one who's over-investing or who's always initiating the conversation. Your calm confusion is going to be a lot more attractive than your anxious clarity, which means if you're clear that you really want her and you're anxious that, okay, she's going to go away, it's going to be unattractive. But your calm confusion that maybe you want her, maybe you don't, is going to be a lot more attractive than anxious clarity. Now, if you want to manage this whole situation better, you want to be a secure man and you want to handle women pulling away in a secure way, you need to understand its emotional impact and what it actually does to you. Now, let's be real. When she pulls back, especially if you've met her once or twice, your emotions spike. You check your phone, you check if she has messaged you, you replay the conversations in your head, and you start thinking about it non-stop. That is when anxiety hits. You start checking your phone more, you replay the conversation inside your head, thinking about what you said, where did you lose her interest, what exactly went wrong. Guys, remember, it's natural, but it's not useful at all. Because one major thing I learned in my journey, especially from women pulling away, is you can never pinpoint the right reason. No matter how much you think you can do a breakdown analysis of it to learn from it, but you can actually never pinpoint the exact reason why she pulled away. And a woman is never going to reveal that reason to you. But when she starts pulling away, the best thing that you should do is shift from obsession to observation. The more you think about her, the more you obsess about her, the worse it's going to get, the worse the anxiety is going to hit you. So better is to shift from an obsession mode. If you are in an obsession mode, you have to be true to yourself, to an observation mode. You need to understand that insecurity is basically obsessing over her. Security is observing your own patterns. What part of you is activated by distance? You need to ask yourself, is this anxiety really about her, or is it about you feeling abandoned? So instead of focusing outward, instead of focusing on the woman, focus inward. Now, what this means is instead of focusing on the woman, instead of focusing outward, you need to shift your focus inward. You need to understand your emotions, you need to understand how you feel, you need to understand how the situation impacted you, and you need to understand how to be in a position where this situation never arises again. Now, I would recommend whenever a woman pulls away, a woman you're close to, do a detailed breakdown on it. This will not give you exact reasons why she pulled away, but it will help you analyze and understand your own behavior patterns, which sort of led to that consequence. There can be your own behavior patterns as well, where you're over-investing, you're giving her too much value too fast, and all of this is going to make sure that you don't get into that position ever again. Now, focusing inward also means that you need to anchor the inner fortress. You need to journal, you need to train, you need to focus on the mission. Now, journaling really helped me understanding more about the kind of woman I actually want in my life, the kind of energy I want in my life, and apart from the energy I want in my life, my own shortcomings when it comes to dating. Because I was journaling every day, year after year after year, and a lot of it was actually about women. Because I met a lot of women in my journey and I would journal it, and because of that, I would understand exactly what kind of energy I wanted to avoid, what kind of energy I wanted in my life, what were my shortcomings, which actually led to consequences of that relationship ending. Maybe it was me investing too much, maybe it was me making her the center of my world too fast, too soon. Now, whatever the problem were, I was journaling every day. And towards the end of the year, I would read those journals and I would create like a page out of it, like, okay, the biggest dating mistakes I've made in 2024. Now, you guys can do this as well. Now, I would also do this with different aspects of my life, whether it's dating, business, fitness, knowledge, whatever it may be. So you guys can start doing this as well, and you'll realize that it teaches you a lot. Journaling is the best thing that I started doing back in the day, which sort of helped me a lot in introspection, and you should try doing that too. Because when you're working on your inner fortress, when you're journaling, when you're training, when you're working on your mission, you're not really avoiding your emotions. What you're doing is you're transmuting your emotions into clarity. Remember, your mission grounds you, your value defines you, and not her response. So whenever a woman is pulling away next time, turn inward and not towards her. Now let's talk about how to overcome it and how to become emotionally untouchable. Now, the problem with most men is they don't address the elephant in the room. They start chasing the girl, they start over-investing, but they never put it out that their emotional needs are something different, they value consistency. And as a secure man, that is exactly what you should do. So speak with strength if needed. Now, this generally happens even if a woman is flaking on you. Now, I see this with a lot of my clients when they match with a really beautiful girl on an online dating app. They're just thinking, now I finally won the date. Now I've finally gotten the date. Now I've realized this problem with a lot of guys out there. As soon as they match with a really attractive girl on an online dating application, maybe they're able to set the date. Now the girl cancels at the last moment. And the guys are like, it's okay, maybe she got busy, maybe some problems happened, but I don't want to point it out because if I point it out, I might not get another date. She might not ever meet me. Now the problem with that is you're not really speaking what you're feeling and you're being incongruent to how you feel. Now, if a girl flakes on me and she cancels at the last moment, maybe like half an hour before the date, I would definitely tell her that your lack of respect for my time is a big turn off. Similarly, if a girl is pulling away and you're being all silent, you're being all cool, but internally it's eating you up, why is she pulling away? Instead of just silence, why don't you just text her? Hey, I noticed some space. I value consistency. Where do you stand? Now, that's the way of talking to a woman with calm power, and that's exactly what you need to do. Now, you might argue that this is just a girl I met through an online dating app. Maybe I'm being too demanding, but that's not true. You're not being demanding, you're inviting clarity, and that's what kings do. Now, if she starts pulling away, she starts drifting away, you don't beg, you don't complain, and you don't explain. You just walk with grace. You walk away with grace rather than overthinking and obsessing about her. Because you owe it to yourself as a man to walk away from emotional breadcrumbs. Trust me, you don't want to get stuck in that loop. And the last thing you need to do is you need to reclaim your emotional authority. Now, every time you don't chase a woman when she pulls away, you sort of rewire your own brain. You create a new standard for your own self. And that shows how you value and respect yourself as a man. So remember this, that you don't need to be perfect to be powerful. You just need to be grounded. Because the more I did dating, the more I did cold approach, the more I got better at it, the more secure I got within my own self. Earlier, I was completely insecure. The more secure I got, I realized that a secure man is not scared of a woman pulling away. Instead, he's scared of what he's going to become by not chasing her. So with that, please let me know in the comment section what you think about this kind of content. If you like this kind of content, definitely hit the subscribe button and the bell button right next to it.